are 9 or 10 days away from Christmas, depending on if you celebrate on the 24th or the 25th. But let's call it, we're a week and a half away from Christmas. And this is the final show of 2024 of season 3. We'll be back in January with something exciting that actually we talked about before Tobias came backstage. So we'll do a discussion here once we get there. But welcome everyone to the European Ham Radio Show and our favorite year of 2024. We're going to get there after a while and some tangents. But first, the ham radio moment of the week. And I see you've lit the fireplace today, Kjetil. What's your favorite ham radio moment of the week?
I haven't been doing very much radio this week. I've been quite busy doing work stuff, basically. So, I made a video today. That's about it, I think. And I think I also did a POTA activation, but that was just like a simple local one. So nothing really exciting. Put some hot dogs over a fireplace, had a really lovely day there. And I think that's it. And hopefully the rest of the Christmas is not going to be so rainy as it's been today.
Yeah, but I mean, being able to go outside, do a POTA activation, or just do ham radio. I mean, the ham radio moment of the week does not have to be something super exciting every week because we're only humans. We do other things than ham radio too, once in a while.
Every now and then.
Yeah,
we do.
And also, there's been way too much Christmas food this week. So.
Yeah, that's also a really, really good point.
That's a risk, you know.
Christmas food before Christmas, yeah, that's always a risk. And just eat enough of it, not so much that you get sick of Christmas food before Christmas dinner, but just enough so you can enjoy it.
Yeah.
Not half bad. And you've decorated your tree in the background as well, Kjetil.
Yeah, I usually don't decorate it this early, but it's a festive day here. We're gonna do a TEHRS stream, last one of the year, so it had to be kind of nice, you know. And good to have some Christmas stuff in here as well.
Absolutely. Tobias, how has your ham radio week been?
My ham radio week had a company Christmas party in it. And I had to do some ice carving. So that swan here in the middle is the result. I don't know. It looks a bit dodgy, but for first try, I think it's okay. And here's another view of it. So I think you can at least see it should be a bird.
Yeah.
So
Christmas. What kind of tools did you use for that?
I think we just got some chisels, for wood shaving, broader ones and smaller ones, and an axe. So we got an axe, so that's a good thing.
Yeah,
that's good.
And okay.
Just a question there. Then is that on top of a stage they're put? I'm just trying to get
that's a beer bench,
bit of feel
I guess.
Of just get a feel of scale. How big is it?
It was like this. Yeah. So I don't know, maybe 40 times 40 times 25 or 30 centimeter ice block.
That is pretty impressive. But I guess that's not your ham radio moment of the week, though.
No, but I survived the Christmas party and actually it was quite fun. And then I did what I already predicted will happen. After you ruin one Kenwood TH79E, you buy another one. And now I have two broken ones. And the work is now basically make one functional one out of two broken ones. And luckily, different bits are broken on these two handsets. Yeah, the one has, as I can show you, the one had some monkey going live with the diode matrix at the bottom. You know how you can all Kenwoods can be localized by changing the diode matrix. So it's either the A version, the E version, and then there are different versions for different regions. And it's basically like a series of diodes that's just connected here to the microcontroller. And yeah, whoever had that before, managed to rip-off diodes and rip-off pads below diodes. So I had to reconstruct that today. I'm not sure if it's working, but it's back to a valid diode configuration. And yeah, in the end, yeah, I spent the evening or afternoon working on this handset. And just to tell you, if you buy a new old one, this is most likely what you get. So even if the LCD display, which is in pretty good condition, I mean the contacts are in pretty good condition, the polarizer at the front is still burnt out. I think it's just the sunshine and it goes bad. Yeah, so I had to do the same polarizer replacement that I did on the other one. So cut off the top film, clean it up, and put a new polarizer on top. But I don't know. Let's see. Chances of it working at the end, or at least having one functional handset at the end, went up to, I don't know, maybe 70% to 30% that it will work in the end. So I'm stopping. I stopped for the day now because usually when I think it's going really well, things go downhill. So that was more or less my ham radio moment / day of the week.
But I mean, you got an enormous amount of patience there, Tobias. Most people would have given up on that project and that just put it in the junk box and given up. But you keep persisting through it.
Yeah, I'm stubborn. Yeah. No, but I think without the inspection microscope, it's completely impossible to do. So you really need that. You need this magnification. Otherwise, you can't solder it and you don't see anything. Yeah, so maybe that is my favorite investment, but I already bought it last year. Yeah, so I'm not sure if it counts. Yeah, but
we'll get back to that later on.
Inspection microscope definitely comes in handy when you do something with SMD components. So.
Yeah, I got to say that there's quite a bit of a talent as well. It's not just the patience. So it's a combination of talent and patience. Even if I had the patience, I wouldn't have the talent to restore anything in the way that you're doing.
I don't know talent. I'm still lacking a few essential tools. I think if you have ripped off pads, you really need one of this UV curing resin, so that you can glue stuff back on and then cure it with UV light to restore things like that. So I think that's my next AliExpress purchase, to get this UV curing resin.
Get a resin printer, then you need to get the UV curable resin as well. That's a double whammy.
I already have one, but I don't think PCB top coat, UV curable, and resin is the same thing.
Should work in the same way.
But I have at least the UV light. Yeah, you're right. I could at least. Yeah.
It is talent and it is persistent, but it's also, I believe, a will to make it happen, though, because I've moved on to at least 3 other projects in the time you have been doing this.
Yeah, but it's boring and slow progress and doesn't make good videos, because people get tired, and if I do another Kenwood video every other week, nobody will watch it. So, but hey, I only have
fairly small but very dedicated following, I think.
Probably, I have a few familiar faces there in my comments. So thanks for that.
Do you follow like a service manual for it, or do you just know how to fix them like magically?
No, you have to get the service manual. Luckily, they are floating around on the internet. And another very good thing is that Kenwood makes very reasonable layouts. So they are drawing basically their layouts, and the pins on the schematic diagram, they follow the same order when you look at the PCB. It's not just completely different. So they make very, very nice layouts. So
nice.
It helps in reconstruct when you have lost a pad. Figure out where the original wire was supposed to go.
I am truly impressed, Tobias.
Keep your fingers crossed, everybody who's watching. I hope I get one alive or one functional handset out of this.
Excellent. And Bob, how was your ham radio week, Ben? What's your moment of the week?
I had an anti-moment of the week. I can start with that. That was today. I was going to a summit about some 950 meters above sea level. And it turned out that no one had walked up there since snow came. So there was absolutely no track to follow.
Oh.
And it was completely fogged in. So I had 5 to 10 meters of visibility. And there was a bit of a mini blizzard going on. So it should be a short walk to the summit, about 1.2 kilometers. After I'd walked for about 2.5 kilometers, I was 600 meters from where I started. This was the extent of the confusion as to which way to go. So that was the anti-moment of the week. But let's see if I can manage to share some. Did I manage? Yes. I had the 2 successful summits on the air activations before then. Because we are now, as I said last week as well, into winter bonus season. So any summit about 500 meters will get you 5 points. So I managed, I can't remember the name of the summits, but this is one, and this is another one. And there, on that one, I even had some nice sunshine. So yeah, pretty good summit or summits on the air wise, except for the anti thing today. And I also got something really cool in the mail, which was the Liligo T-Deck Plus. So I've installed the LoRa APRS tracker on that one, and actually even managed to create a video. So if you're interested in LoRa APRS, there's a video as well that you can watch. That's I think that sums up my week, except for a lot of procrastination over other projects. But let's not talk about them.
Not bad at all.
Like canceling that activation today, or did you make it to the summit?
No, I gave up. It took me more than an hour to get to that point that was 600 meters from where I started. So
yeah. That sounds like some of the summits here. There are some places where you're 50 meters from the summit, but it's 300 meters above you. Have fun.
It wasn't that bad, but it was just. It was really steep. It was for the last 600 meters to the summit. There was 200 meters of elevation, and there was absolutely no track to follow. And so you have to make a plan. Otherwise, you're just going to walk one way and discover that it's impossible to reach that way, and you have to go back down and try another way. And it was just tiresome. I haven't done that for an hour. I just this is not going to happen. So I turned around and went back home.
Yeah, and that's good safety-wise as well. Like you never know what happens when you're out there in that weather. So
yeah, that's true.
But that's not too bad, though. It's my turn then, I guess.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, not many ham radio moments of the week, actually, because it's been one of those weeks again, and weekend has been full of family activities. But I managed to squeeze in a POTA activation today, and that's thanks to my beautiful wife. She's not watching. She's not even in the living room next to me. But she managed to let me go out. Actually, she suggested that I go out and do some POTA activating this morning while the rest of the family prepared the house for Christmas or family gathering for Christmas. So I went out and did some POTA. The rest of the family vacuumed and cleaned and did all those things. So thanks to my wife, I actually had a great ham radio moment of the week.
That's nice.
Besides that, I'm going to switch to my overhead cam here. Just a quick bit. This, and I'm going to just ask if anyone in the community has any experience with it. This is an Anbernic RG35XX Plus. It's basically a Linux machine that is really good for emulating old games. But it's a Linux machine. And it has Wi-Fi. It's got a USB-C port. I mean, has anyone managed to get FT8 running on one of these things? It'd be awesome if we could do that. I actually bought this just for my pure entertainment and have something to do and play old games. But I mean, if I could get FT8 to run on it, it'd be great. So if anyone has any experience, please let me know.
I'm so dubious about that on like that low resolution, but it would be great if somebody made a good FT8 client for that kind of low resolution display. Like the big one or the full size one for Windows, that's never going to work with all of the buttons and so on.
I don't think so either. I mean, it's a 640 by 480 display.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be ideal. But the thing is, though, I just want to see if it can be done as a proof of concept.
Yeah,
one QSO, and I'll be done with that one. This was an impulse buy on Black Friday, and it's fun to play around with the games, but it'd be even more fun if I could play FT8 with it.
Yeah, but there's the FT8 client that R1 CPU has on the X6100 firmware, and that's the same resolution, and it's made for limited controls. It's not something I like using, but it manages to send something at least.
Exactly, because I mean, I could hook up a keyboard and a mouse to it because the input options are a bit limited.
Yeah. If you connect the keyboard and the mouse, then there's not really much point in having a small computer, is there?
No, it's not. It's just as a proof of concept, though, and see if it can be done. And I see that, and we should probably have discussed this with you earlier, Tobias. We talked about having TEHRS on the air on our first show in January. What do you think about that, Tobias?
If somebody picks up my flimsy signal, you're very welcome. I participate.
So I'm thinking we meet up regular time on stream, the 4, 5, 6, however many shows up, do FT8, and people can try to work us.
Yeah, and you guys do Morse code. The 3 others of you that
live on stream in incredible speed.
I think we'll stick to Digimodes.
What I said.
Yeah. So that's
maybe I should get the C64 up and get the RTTY decoder running again. That would be fun.
Oh, you just gave me an idea, because I mean, I got a C64 emulator on this one.
Right. You have no user port. That's a problem.
Yeah. But we can do FT8, FT4, and that should be more than enough, basically.
That should be more than enough, and people can try to work us. And then that'll be January. Let's check the sheet here. January 5, our next show. Because we're taking a couple of weeks off for Christmas now. But then we'll have TEHRS on the air.
Yeah, and that's going to be probably 40 meters, 60 meter, 80 meters, something like that, since it's late in the evening.
It's probably not going to be for our North American viewers, but if not, Sean or Walt joins us.
Yeah.
I don't think Walt knows what FT8 is, but Sean knows what it is. And I see Sean's in the chat here. So, Sean, you're invited as our North American alibi for that show.
Yeah.
You have to work all of the US for us, right?
Yep. and Sean's in. And we cannot do the week after, Ravi, because we have another guest booked for that week and the week after that. But there'll be more opportunities to do that.
Yeah, I would say that could be a good thing when we get closer to summer as well, so we can run like 20 meters or 10 meters or whatever band that's more open at that time of year.
You are aware that 10 meters is going to die next summer as well, as it did this summer?
Probably, but maybe something else. 6 meters, if we're lucky.
Yeah. This summer, at least for quite a few weeks, I think 20 was open pretty much 24/7.
Yeah. So that could be really cool as
15
well.
was also open, so we have some opportunities to do it.
So are we making a diploma for it, so that you have to have all of us in log to get something, or
I can make a real shady PDF if someone managed to get all of us in the log.
That sounds really good.
Yep. And I'll do it the QRZ way. You have to pay to get it.
PDF.
No, seriously, we'll email you a diploma. In Comic Sans, just so it looks official.
Yep.
Fantastic.
It's not like the fancy ones on fancy paper and so on. We're too cheap for that.
Yeah, but at least it's a PDF and not a Microsoft Word document.
Yeah. Speaking of send, I'm still waiting for that sticker you promised a few months back, Morten.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We'll make that happen.
Yeah, on the ham meeting.
Yeah. Speaking about 2020, well, we can do the ham meeting too. If anyone's close to the Norwegian ham meeting on, let me just share a window here. That's on February 21st and 22nd at the airport in Oslo. Biggest ham fest in Norway. If anyone's around, on Saturday, we'll be holding a little bit of a talk about the European Ham Radio Show there. It's at a hotel and a convention center at the airport. So if you're not from Norway, it should still be easy to fly in.
Yeah, and the other stuff there, you can see there's some other things like the Peter First Island, Bouvet Island expedition, Victor 55 Lima Alpha, and the media people are coming and talking about it. And yeah, lots of interesting stuff. So, and of course,
just so that's been said, though, I think most of the talks are going to be in Norwegian, though.
Yeah,
that's
I'd say probably all will be in Norwegian.
Yeah.
So, by the way, I just got a phone call from 2005, and they want their web design back.
It's a modern ham radio page, Bob.
there are no flashing GIFs. Please bring up EQSL just as an comparison.
Oh dear.
So, our favorite gear of 2024. It's that time of year, and we're running out of ideas, so we're going to do a best of show.
Yep.
And Kjell, you've already released your out of ideas video. So, what's your favorite gear of 2024?
Actually, I mentioned that in the video as well, and that's the Polo Logger, or Ham2K Polo Logger, which is a portable logger, a mobile app, and it's basically made operating portable so much better. We had
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, we had the Sebastian on stream earlier this year. That was kind of early in the development run for it, and it's improved quite a lot, or a lot. There's also Mike One Sierra Delta Hotel who's in the stream here, and quite a few others that help in on developing this and adding functionality. So highly recommended. It's for both Android and for mobiles, or other mobiles than Androids. So
let's say it this way: it's for open and closed environments.
Yes. There's an active forum, active Discord, like we have as well. And yeah, it's a free app. It's highly recommended to play around with it if you're doing portable operations. And yeah, for me, which I mostly run portable, the logging is kind of key to operating in a good way.
Yeah.
So that's been nice. Other than that, I think I have to mention the FT891, which I got all the way at the end of the year as my favorite piece of new physical gear I got. It's really nice radio. It's good to run more than QRP for once. Still lacking. It could do with a bit of improvement in the menus and stuff like that. But other than that, it's just lovely.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah,
it's been a week of family gatherings. The 891 seems like a fantastic rig if you can live with the Yaesu menu system.
Yeah, you don't have to use that many of them. So far it's been good enough at least, and I've done a lot of QSOs on it already. I really like that.
Yeah, not bad. And we're gonna try to switch the way we do the rounds now. So I'm gonna do my piece of gear. And I had a lot of consideration. It could be LoRa APRS, because we've been waiting over a year to get that legal to use in Norway, but it's not. It'll probably reach somewhere close to first place in 2025. It could have been my 706, which is my by far favorite portable radio, but I got that in 2023. So my favorite piece of gear, and I'm going to see if I can switch to the correct camera here. is the Flex 6300 with the Maestro. This makes radio a completely new experience. It's a really fun piece of kit to use. It's just as an experimenting platform, it's good. I don't think a ham that don't know network would enjoy a Flex. But it's a new way of thinking radio, even though it's not a new concept, and it's just fun. And James, that's not the 705. The 705 is not my piece of gear. I just had that on loan, so I can't mention that. But that's also a really nice piece of gear. I gotta admit that. So the Flex Radio is by far my favorite piece of gear. As far as I think right now, and I'll probably have a new
the most expensive one.
Oh yeah, even though I got mine used, but it was still about. I paid about 2 used 7300 for that, including the Maestro, and then it's everything that adds up because I needed a new tuner and bits and bobs and pieces of software. So we're probably at about 3 used 7300 for that.
Yeah, it's
how the quality of something often correlates to the price.
Yeah, sometimes it does, and sometimes it's Apple. No, I had to say that now.
How do I remove the wires from the stream?
But seriously though, I got the 6300, which is a radio from 2013, but with the new software, it still feels like a new and modern radio, which makes it great. And then it's insane to pay that much money for a radio that's 11 years old, but that's a whole different topic.
Is yours like the old type that has a FireWire port, or is it
no?
More
that's the before the 63 or the 6000 series, and the 8000 series are the modern ones. The 5000 and 3000 are the one that has FireWire but no network. And okay. Jeff, I'm not going to try to convert that into how many Baofengs I could have got for that. And I see that Bonnet tries to speak Norwegian. I am not sure what you're trying to say here.
I think
James asked if it's still selling the 6 series. Yes, used. You can buy them refurbished from Flex.
Yeah,
because everyone is trading them in for new 8000 series.
I think we found the person that makes all of the translations for the manuals for AliExpress.
But if you get a translated manual, you're lucky. Just to go on a tangent here, this is my manual for my G106, which is not semi-transparent. It just seems that way.
Yeah.
But this is in Chinese.
Yep.
So I'd prefer to have a translation here.
Yes.
It's because you got the Chinese model with the extra letter behind it, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no difference except that there's a C on the model number there. And it doesn't have a CE or FCC sticker on the bottom. No. Besides that, it's the exact same radio as far as I've seen. Victor is here for the first time live. Welcome, Victor. And sorry about the delays in the podcast. And Chris wants to get a Flex when he becomes a grown-up ham. It's a huge investment. It's a huge investment, but hopefully this will last for at least a year.
Yeah, but like, what do you have? What do you have to have that? You also have to have a YouTube channel so that you can flex like that. You have it.
I've tried that. People don't seem to watch the Flex Radio videos because Flex themselves has a really good YouTube channel, which explains how to do everything on the Flex really good. So, I mean, there's no need to make Flex Radio videos.
I also have a comment for Chris. It's probably the best advice I ever gotten. Sadly, I got it too late, but I'd like to say, don't grow up. It's a trap. Big trap. So,
I thought you were going to say buy once, cry once, but I do know that you don't live by that philosophy.
let's not go there. Yeah. Bad habits.
Bad habits, absolutely. And William says that a grown-up ham is a slab of beef.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Two different species, but
yeah.
And we got a question if we're affected by the GPSR Act. I have no idea what the GPSR Act is, so
that's probably the GPRS, which is not a phone protocol, but it's a privacy thing.
No, it's not. It's the General Product Safety Regulation. So yes, if we are not already, we will be.
And what does that state?
That everything that's fun is illegal.
I'm thinking though, is this
sounds plausible? Yeah.
Is this regarding my non-CE marked 7106? In that case, I am a ham, so I am allowed to use imported radio gear that is not certified in any way.
I also think when Saigu puts CE on some of their equipment, that stands for Chinese export, not the other CE. So it doesn't make much of a difference.
Yeah, basically, it's another EU regulation, and it says it's going to ensure the safety of all products, addresses challenges posed by online sales, and enforcement of rules and surveillance, and so on. Lots of fun stuff that we'll probably hear about, but yeah.
Probably 5,000 more forms and regulations to fill out, which makes buying anything 3 times more expensive than before.
That's that was my thought exactly.
But I'm just pessimistic. You know, I'm German. I'm always miserable.
Yeah, but you don't even follow the regulations down there. We up here in Norway have to, but that's a different channel.
that is a completely different.
We'll save that for how Tobias gets his house renovated. That's a completely different webcast.
Yeah.
James says he could sell his 7600, 7100, 706 Mark II-G, and 703 and still not be able to get a flex. I got mine used and got a really good deal on it. That's how I was able to afford a flex. And I needed to sell not all of those radios, but some similar radios. Let's put it that way. And I still, even though my Excel spreadsheet said that I was actually going to make money on the trade, somehow that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Strange that.
Yeah. But I see there that, for example, then
so let me just quickly ask, the guy who sold you his 6300, he has an order in for the 8300 or
no?
For the
he got a 7610.
That's odd. Okay.
But so the Flex was his backup radio, though.
Ah, okay. Well, it's good if you have a Flex as a backup radio, I guess.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I don't think you should pick on me for spending too much money. Really.
And strangely, that guy, it was also, I bought a lot of gear from that guy because he knows that if he says to me, I am considering selling this piece of gear. And he knows.
Then you scramble to get the funds.
I will first say no. Then I'll try to justify the no for 2 weeks. Then I'll make an Excel spreadsheet. And then after about 3 weeks, I'll say yes.
This is exactly the process I go through when I see something come up for sale. Only I spend about 2.6 seconds going through all that before I decide to buy it.
Yeah. And you don't sell any gear.
True. Yeah. But then again, I've never been
to go with your Hilberling backup radio, right, Bob?
Speaking about that, Bob, what's your favorite piece of gear from 2024?
Oh, let's see. I need to share my screen again then, or at least the window. Let's see. That shouldn't come as a big surprise, but my favorite gear for 2024 is definitely the 705. when I started doing, before actually I got my license, I got in touch with a local club, and everyone said get a 7300, get a 705 for portable work, and I said no, I wanted Yaesu. And I bought all sorts of different radio for portable use and for stationary use, and I have some pretty cool ones. But now it's been a little more than 2 years, and I pretty much only use that 705 radio for portable work, and I'm quickly falling in love with the 7300 as well. So yeah, I should start listening to my club mates clearly when they come offer recommendations. So yeah, I can't say enough nice things about this radio. When you pair that with the AH705 tuner, that will tune basically anything. It's like the tuner inside the G90. It will tune anything. It gets you on every which band, pretty much no matter what antenna you have. And the interface of that radio, it's understandable. Even a grumpy old man like me can figure out how to enable things and do things. It's bloody brilliant.
So you're telling me when I'm looking for a last minute Christmas present for myself, I should get the AH705 tuner. That's what you're telling me, right?
That yes. Do get that tuner. That's a fantastic thing, and it's also good. It's got latching relays in it, and for all the activations I've been on and using that tuner, it's still on the same set of batteries that was in there when I bought it. That should say something about how efficient that thing is. It's really fantastically properly nice kit. But I understood it was possible to include more pieces, so I will also mention next year's favorite piece of kit, and that is of course this one, the Yaesu FTX-F1. That completely just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? I think they have the same team at Yaesu creating product names as they create user interfaces, but I'm hoping now they got actually some user interface people to create this interface. It certainly looks nice enough. This radio is in many ways, it's like the 705. It's only made by Yaesu, and it's got some really nice features that I'm looking forward to trying. I'm on the waiting list, and with any sort of luck, we'll get that before the snow thaws off the mountains in Norway. So it looks as if they
hired a designer again, because I think the starting with the 710, they look more beautiful, these Yaesu headsets. That's my gut feeling, and also with the button bar at the top, which is really handy and does not clutter up the front so much. So maybe let's see what will happen next year.
This thing, it actually looks quite a bit like my FTM 500, the VHF UHF rig from Yaesu. When you see them next to each other, you can just see that these are made by the same designer. So yeah, I agree. It looks good. And that 3D waterfall, I've never used the 3D waterfall, but it sounds like a very good idea, and I'm looking very much forward to bringing this on summits with me. So
you know how much it's going to cost, like roughly?
I think it's best not to ask.
Yeah.
Just pre-order it, and
I have
then go for the mortgage.
And my address.
And Jeff says that you'll get 5 times as many menu items than at your ICOM at no extra charge.
So I'm saving 4/5 or 4/5 of the price.
Yep.
In a way. So I'm making money by buying this radio.
You're spaving.
Yeah.
Are you selling your 705 when you're getting this?
What do you think?
Oh, okay,
no.
Sorry.
I'm never selling that radio. That's just too brilliant.
But it is a nice looking radio, though. It's a really nice looking radio.
Yeah, and it is of course all mode, all band. So this will do 2 meters and 70 centimeters as well, in all modes. So, yeah, this could be the thing that actually tops the 705. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. You can do the testing, and then in about 3 years' time, when that radio is actually affordable, the rest of us can consider getting one.
You think it's going to be less money in 3 years?
I just said when it's affordable. That means I've gone tired of the gear I have, and I can sell it and perhaps get one of those.
All right. Yes.
And I'll make a spreadsheet that I can show to my wife and say that I'm actually going to make money on this. Speaking about that, William says never say to the XYL what the price is, and I've actually told my wife what my gear costs. Not that she ever remembers, because to her everything is just boxes with screens. But in case something should happen to me, I want her to get somewhere close to what it's worth.
So basically, when you leave us, then there's no point in trying to get your gear for cheap.
No, I've also told her to just contact the local club.
That's
probably a good idea.
And I just got another comment I want to address. So back to my Flex radio, and I do think Joachim L4LI actually knows this. I know he knows that ham too, and I know he's seen the process of me getting gear firsthand several times, and he also says we can probably agree on the price, and you don't have to pay right now. You can try it for a bit.
Yeah,
and yeah, that is exactly how it works. Speaking about that, my MFJ 998 tuner, I managed to buy that from him after buying the Flex because I needed a tuner that played well with the Flex. So yeah, that's how it works.
Where's the flying cat, by the way?
I'm actually quite relieved he's in your club and not mine.
Yeah, you should be. I can give him your contact information though.
Please don't.
Tobias, what's your favorite piece of gear?
Very tricky. I bought so much gear this year, and I did not use it a lot, I must say. The last purchase was this gimbal that I bought, for making videos. And then I also got DJI Osmo Action 4 for it, and I still have to try it out. So maybe I'll make a trip to the Christmas market and just see does that thing work? Low light performance with the gimbal as stabilizer. So that's a candidate. But then if I turn around, oh dear, my whole bench is full of stuff. What is my favorite gear? I know, probably just pragmatic and no surprise. I went for the Nano VNA H4 with the bigger screen because I just had this the original Nano VNA with the tiny screen, and I think that is probably a sane upgrade. Bit more screen space. That's probably a nice. Maybe that will be my favorite item once I will use it more often. But I predict the Nano VNA is the tool that will get most use. Therefore,
Nano VNA, I mean, it's probably the best piece of affordable gear any ham can buy.
Yeah, and I was already thinking to give away my old one, but I have to first get a replacement battery because the battery is not very good on it. But maybe when I manage to somehow order a new LiPo battery for it, maybe we can make it a giveaway for the show.
This is an extremely German thing to say. I would say that no, I'm sorry, I can't give it away now. I have to get a new battery for it first.
Yeah, now it has this built-in, I think probably 500 milliamp hours thingy, and yeah, it just doesn't last very long. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to donate it and then the next one goes out into the field and then the thing is dead. Yeah, that's not nice.
No.
That is, but still, it's a German thing though. I would probably give it away with a notice that it might not be working as it should.
Yeah, but then it's like giving away crap. That I don't want to do that either.
Yep. I did the same thing when I sold my camper, my RV. I found a buyer that wanted to buy something that wasn't 100% working.
But that did not go up in price, right? The car?
No, not at all. Let's just put it that way. Let's see. Renting an RV is not expensive. If you have any illusions that paying €1,000 a week to rent a camper, it's not expensive. Trust me. Not by any means. You'll
Yeah.
pay more than that just having it sitting in your front yard.
Yes, I can attest to that, having one standing outside my garage now for 1.5 years since the last time I started it. And by the
Yeah.
way, if you could send me the contact information of the one you got to buy yours, I'd appreciate that.
I can surely do that.
Yeah. I think my wife would like that too, because now
it was just a piece of luck, because I came across him at some Facebook group asking for RVs that weren't working properly because he needed a project for this winter.
Oh,
mine would have been perfect.
I think mine was perfect. I
Just
saw when
return it when it's fixed up, right?
yeah.
The thing
Like
is, he's probably going to sell this for, I'm not going to say a profit, because he's going to spend some money fixing it up, but he's probably going to sell it this coming summer for a lot more than he paid for it. But then he put the effort and the money into making it great again.
yeah, like I think it would be fun to play around with for a few minutes or so, and then I'd give up.
A camper?
Yeah,
It's
like
fun.
repairing it, restoring it.
Having a camper, it's fun when there's a pandemic on, but then all of a sudden the pandemic goes away, and you can actually stay at hotels with other people again, and the fascination dies off.
I was going to say it's fun until your kids are 12 and 16 and don't want to go camping.
But your kids, one of them is Russ soon, so she should be able to, should have been able to just use it for that.
Oh, she's not going to go that route. She's in school to be a truck mechanic.
Well, this is a very Norwegian discussion.
Yeah, it is. It's when the people graduating from high school get drunk for about a month ago, a month in a stretch, and wear silly matching uniforms and spend a lot of money.
Yes.
But she's going to be probably in her apprenticeship by the time she gets there. So then she has to work instead.
Yeah, that sucks.
I think that's great for her, though. And the fact that she, as a girl, want to be a truck mechanic and knows that at the age of 16.
That is cool.
That's the kind of dedication I didn't have at 16.
Like
you're saying you could have been a truck mechanic if you only had the dedication at 16.
I could probably be anything if I had some kind of any dedication at 16.
My dedication, maybe.
My dedication at age 16 was, it'll work out at some point, and I don't really need to figure out what I want to be yet.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm now, I think, 54 or 55, something like that. No, I'll still live by that rule.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up either.
No, don't grow up. It's a trap.
Yeah.
But seriously though, we're not talking ham radio now.
No.
Yeah, this is a bit of a erratic show today, but hey, why not? It's the last of the year.
It's the last of the year, and speaking about that, we're done with 3 seasons of the European Ham Radio Show now, and I thought we were probably going to do 10 episodes and grow tired.
Yep, we didn't.
We didn't.
And the funny thing is, everybody shows up regular as a clockwork on Sunday night. So good to us. I would say I would not have imagined that would happen.
No, and the community is growing, and we have the great Discord server, and we're invited to the biggest ham fest in Norway to talk about our show, and that is a bit intimidating, but it's proof that we made a wild idea about a European Digimode stream actually work out, Tobias.
Yeah, and I still can't remember that I came up with that idea, but okay. It's good that it worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I should type the URL correct as well.
Yeah.
I was wondering about that.
Should we register hamfest.eu just in case we're going to do something big at some point?
But I think this is really fun. And we do have a few guests lined up for next year from the start. But as always, we are getting a lot of good ideas. Some of them we act on. Some of them might take a bit more work to get together or so on. So really nice to see. And I'm looking very much forward to the TEHRS OTA or whatever it was called, TEHRS
Yep.
on the air.
That's not what it's called.
It is TEHRS Oda.
Summits on the air event.
No, it's we are not the European ham radio. We're the European ham radio show. It ends with an S. And
Yeah, but
OTA are the 3 remaining letters, and that's on the air. So TEHRS Oda is this.
We
It
can
is.
spell that out. We have enough ink. We can spell that out, these 3 last words.
Yeah, but you can also do this on a SOTA summit if you're a bit creative. So just
Yeah.
go there and rig up your stream gear live outdoors. Works really fine.
January 5th
January 5th.
in
Never
Norway.
mind. Yes, never
Yeah.
mind.
And Abe says, any end of the year CW learning challenges? I think we've all said something about learning CW, except for the guy down there that actually is on his way to learn CW.
Yeah, but I've actually had a QSO with that guy on CW.
Tobias?
Yes.
That's
Yes,
good.
but I did not make as much progress as I would have. I've just too much fun destroying Kenwood radios, right? Instead
Yeah.
of doing my CW practice as I should do.
So I'm still at like the level that I can send my own call sign. I can decode it. I can decode some like 599 and thereabouts, but not much more. So for me, it stopped for a while as well. But at least I got the basics in there. Really fun to play around with and just send. But I also see that I need a better Morse key than the one I have now, or the paddle, to be correct, not a key, because it's not exactly very good, and it was somewhat on the cheap side, to say it that way.
I think it's quite funny that of the 4 of us, I think Morten and I were the ones that committed to doing a CW contact before the end of the year.
Yeah,
and we
and
are
the
the two that has we're nowhere near at the
No,
at the
and the one that said he wouldn't touch CW before he could decode ready by ear is
Yeah.
the one that actually managed to do it.
yeah, but somebody had like to what's the English word again? Someone like had to cover for you guys, since you guys can do it.
You took
We
one for the
appreciate
team,
that.
Jetil.
Thank you.
Huh?
You took
Yeah.
one for the team.
Absolutely. And I see somebody is mentioning a Bengali, but they are really heavy. It needs to be SOTA compatible, so as lightweight as possible, of course.
Doesn't Bengali make portable keys?
Yeah,
they're
they weigh
expensive.
only 2.5 kilos.
You know,
instead of 5.
there's no choice. You have to visit the ham radio show again in Friedrichshafen next year
Yeah,
and get one of those as well.
I actually checked that it's possible to put my car on a train in Hamburg and have that driven down to near Friedrichshafen. And that's cheaper than driving.
Really?
So, yes.
But
So
you
what-
probably
what
need
do
to
you-
plan for two days buffer because
Yeah.
it's Deutsche Bahn.
Yeah. Goes via Portugal or something like that.
Probably like USPS. I have the station controller from George on the way. It arrived in Los Angeles, and that was Monday.
Yeah.
And I know I'm supposed to say something else now, but I can't because it arrived in Los Angeles on Monday.
Yeah, but if it's in the export black hole, then it just stops for 2 weeks and suddenly it's in Norway.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
That's my experience as well with the things going through LA. I just have to share something with Kjetil here. This is what you want, Kjetil.
Okay, because I found something.
Bamaki, yeah, that's
Yes.
a nice one as well.
Yes, it's very lightweight, very nice, and this is what you want for portable operation, I think. So
Can
this is
you-
coming from the guy that never had a QSO on CW.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Can you
but
show my screen there?
Yes, we can. Speaking about CW, though, my club's going to have CW classes this coming winter. So I hopefully will be able to learn CW.
Yeah.
I'm not going to commit on air, though, because I've done that before. That didn't happen.
Yeah. So this is the
And you buy a
portable as
Bengali
well.
portable.
Yes.
Is that the same Bengali?
I'm not sure it's a radio thing. So
And does it have DAB?
no, but it has auxiliary.
Yeah,
So you can-
but you need DAB, at least if you're going to use it in Norway.
Yeah. But
I bought a DAB radio and then they changed to DAB Plus. And that was it for me.
But by DAB, I mean DAB plus. I don't think you can get anything that's just regular DAB nowadays.
You don't get that.
But seriously though, my wife got a new car a couple of months ago, and that only has an FM radio, which is not fun in Norway because there is no FM radio in Norway except for local stations playing crappy music. I figured using my phone and Bluetooth would be a good idea. And when you're driving about 5 minutes, starting to fiddle with your phone, pairing your phone to the car because your wife used the car the day before, no fun. I just want a radio.
Yeah, I'm of the opinion that the crappy music you talk about for local station, that goes for national stations as well. So I'm just as happy not having a radio.
There's not only music though.
No.
But I've been thinking about buying a DAB adapter, and since it's radio, I could probably make a video on it.
Oh, of course. Like, how do you modernize your car? But I would also like put, for example, a Yaesu FT 7900 or something in there, like a 2 meter, 70 centimeter thing. Everything you need for that work as well, since you're still working on it.
She said something about over her dead body when we discussed this on stream, and I have no idea how she picked that up while we were discussing it, but there was an over my dead body coming from the room next to me. So I am not going to try that.
Just say just get the sticker and just say DAB on it.
But the thing is that the Norwegian ham meeting is coming up, so there might be a card that just begs for a Ford Fiesta installation there.
Yeah.
There is a saying in Norway, I don't know if this how well it translates, but it says that it's a lot easier to get forgiveness than permission.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I think you should try that one.
And Northern Rambler says get a pure highway DAB adapter, and I'm probably going to go that route or see if AliExpress has some offerings.
Yeah, but is that like a custom speaker or a stereo that's like built into the dash? You can't replace it?
It is a really custom. It's a Ford. So go on the replacing the car stereo, because there's probably something controlling other parts of the car in that stereo unit nonetheless.
Yeah. Even
if you should get something for a reasonable price that would match. I tried that on my Citroen about 15 years ago, because the main unit was a 1-DIN sized. It had a display up on the dashboard, but I just put another stereo in there. That was fine, but then half of the other functions in the car didn't work because they were contained in the radio.
Yeah, I've been thinking about doing the same in my Volkswagen Caddy, and but I've decided against it. There's too many things going on that little screen connected to the stereo. So I'll just
exactly.
Have to, install something else.
But do you really need anything more? Like, you have the USB connection and everything just runs off your phone.
The reversing sensor is always nice to have. You know when you hit something, of course, but this tells you before you hit it. So that's an advantage.
That is actually my favorite gadget of the year, the beeping thing on my car.
Oh. All right.
Modern car have cameras, but I don't think.
Yeah, mine has that as well. It's so nice.
I see that the end of season 3 of the European Ham Radio Show turns into the European Ham Radio Clubhouse, but
we've been on topic all the other streams, Martin. So
we have been so on topic the last season. So but I think part of that is also because we're actually getting great guests.
Yeah. And hopefully we'll...
And they help us stay on topic, because we want to be polite, right?
Yeah.
When we are on our own, we tend to wander off.
Yeah, we're not polite people.
Exactly.
We're ham, not the Norwegian of us.
Can I just show a little thing here before we sign up for the year?
Of course.
Yeah, just a fun little thing here. And this is our friend Sean, Ham Radio Dude. And he's actually been posted on Hackaday.
Oh!
With his Wago dipole video. He reshot that one, but Congrats to
That
Sean.
is, congratulations, Sean. And that probably explains why that video took off, as we discussed.
Yeah, that was December
Absolutely.
15th, so that's today. But I do have a feeling there's going to be quite a few more of these ones.
Yeah, congratulations, Sean. And me and Kjetil participated in a stream last weekend when he actually experimented his way to that thing, and then he made it now.
Yeah, he refilmed that one, I think, without
Yeah,
our
he did.
commentaries.
Yeah, and that's probably a good thing.
A bit more.
I gotta say,
Professional? No.
if some of our viewers or listeners don't know what Hackaday is, they need to look that up. That's a very, very cool publication. And they also have a podcast, which is the only, besides the Ham Radio Workbench, is the only podcast I listen to is the Hackaday podcast. So a very, very nice crowd. Very much, if you're into technology of all sorts, then the Hackaday is absolutely is something to look into.
Yeah, lots of fun little projects and crazy stuff, and things you can do yourself, and things you can always only dream about doing yourself.
Yep, exactly. And I've gotten ideas for so many projects from Hackaday, so it's a really good site. We're closing in to past the hour mark now. That was an easy way of saying that I didn't watch the time. Thank you, everyone, for being with us for the 3 seasons that we've had. We'll be back with season 4 in January. Do remember that we have memberships available if you want to support us. All income goes to paying for the expenses of running the channel. So we're not doing this to make a profit of, but it's appreciated. Join our Discord over at hamshow.eu/discord. And most important of all, have a really nice Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we're probably not going to be here, but we'll be on our own channels doing some ham radio things. See you in the next year. 7-3, guys, and Merry Christmas.
7-3.
7-3.
Have a good one.
Okay.